Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about how the for each loop works in terms of memory diagrams. So last time we talked about basically we have this simple memory that sort of lives here. Okay, so we have this simple memory. And we have the complex memory over here. Let's abbreviate it as mem. And so how does this all work out in terms of for each loops? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a for each loop that goes over each one of these. So I'm going to write this all in black. So we have for integer. So we want for each integer number. I'm just going to abbreviate it as num in the array. Okay. And I'm going to say system.out.println. So this is an L, and then I'm going to print that number out. Okay, so how does this work? So we have basically a num integer, and what do we do when we see a variable declared? Well, let's erase all this because this is just annoying. All right, so we do these. Actually, why did I erase the array? Okay. Now let me draw these back in. All right, well, I'm going to put the array back in because it actually does point to that. And now, int num, right? So we want to create let me actually write this in a different color so that you guys know what I'm talking about. So we have integer num, and so that num is going to be somewhere over here, let's say, right? And when we say num, now what it actually does is it stores each of these values in num, right? So let me write this out. So okay. So the first time, when we start the for each loop, num is going to hold what? It's going to go over to 1. So it's going to hold 1. Okay. So in here, that's going to be 1. And so when we system out that print number, we're going to print out 1. Okay. Now it's going to do the second time, represented as that. It's going to go over a second time, and it's going to go over to the second element. So that means now it's going to be 2. Okay, so now this is going to be 2. And now since num is 2, we're going to print out 2. Okay. I'll switch a different color. And now lastly, num is going to be 3. So we're going to make that 3. And in the third time of the loop, the third iteration of the loop, 3 is going to be printed out. So this is kind of how that works, how to trace through memory diagrams. And lastly, we'll go through a turtle example and how to draw, and trace memory diagrams and trace through the for loop in the next video.